All right, another quick project we want to do on the laser, show you a few more tools so now you can add pictures, make things a little bit cooler. We're going to use 1.5 by 6-inch plastic, and we're going to be able to engrave some pictures in there, some text, and we can either make a little name tag kind of thing or bookmark, or I'll just leave the creativity, I guess, up to you guys. So I'll just show you a few things. You decide, watch this video and decide where you want to take it. All right, so we're going to go File, New. Untitled is fine, we can name it later. 24 by 12 is important, and this is probably the most important because yours defaults to this and we need to change it to RGB for the laser. After that, just hit OK. You already know how to kind of do a few things, so we'll just go ahead and click on this rectangle tool, and we'll go ahead and just scribe a rectangle in here. This is the size of the rectangle. That's the width, 1.5 by 6, and then I hit enter, and that's what that looks like. Over here is the placement of the rectangle, and you can see it's based off 12 inches down to 0 inches over here. So on the X coordinate, this is kind of where this is at. So if I change this to X0, you'll see it slides in this format. So I want to really have half of whatever 1.5 is. So 1.5 divided by 2 puts you on the edge there. And over here, if I bring this to 0, brings it down to that corner. I want it in the upper left for the laser. So if I change that to 12, you'll see it's centered on there. Getting all this? We're half of 6 is 3, so I'm just going to subtract 3 away from that. Puts me right on the edge of that part. So now I'm ready to cut that, or I have this thing set up so I know how big of area I'm working with. Next, you guys have already worked with text, so you kind of understand that how to do stuff. But I'll just go ahead and put this in here, there. We can resize it easy enough. If you go back to the pick tool, you can actually click on this thing one more time and it gives you drag handles if you would like to turn it a certain direction. If you know exactly what angle you want it at, like 90 degrees, you can type it in right there and hit enter. Click that again, and now you can click and drag that over to a spot if you'd like. And next would be pictures. So if you go to images, I'm a Hawkeye fan, so let's go there. Hawkeye football. Images. Pick which ones you like, doesn't really matter. Sometimes the backgrounds are kind of funky, but let's just grab this Tiger Hawk right here. Click it. Brings it up right here. Right click. Copy image is the quickest way to do it. Back into Coraldraw. Over here, don't try to put it here. Put it off to the side. Right click. Paste. Now you have yourself a fancy picture. First thing, any picture, I like to run this workflow. If you look at it, it's real jagged. It's kind of goofy. Laser's probably not going to work all that great on it. So let's go to bitmaps, convert bitmap, color mode, grayscale or black and white. That's what works on the laser. I'll go grayscale, see what it does. Yeah, okay, not bad. I'm going to hit undo. Let's see what black and white does here. Bitmaps, convert, black and white. That's good, except for, basically like the colors are kind of funky on it. So if we can just effects, transform, invert. See how that does that? I like that much better. Because now the laser understands black, red, and blue. And black is the best color to engrave in. So we got that done. Cool. Bitmaps were already there. So now we can go ahead and just looks a little bit cleaner anyway. All right. You can see lots of different tools in here. We could also convert it again if we wanted to, just to black and white. And this brings up the trace bitmap button. And if you go to outline text and line art, I'm going to show you what it does to these edges right here. Line art. Sure, that's fine. This is the first one, kind of jagged. This is the new one. If I zoom in, you can see the difference in the lines. See how it's a lot smoother? It'll look a little nicer on Coraldraw. Make sure remove background. This button is checked, okay? Hit OK. Now we got a pretty cool tiger hawk in here. I like it. I can resize that like that. Now I can drag it in. If I want to resize it a little smaller. Okay. Looks pretty cool. You know, I don't know. Now you know how to kind of move things around. Not all pictures are good, guys. Some pictures just straight up don't work. I'm going to go to just kind of give you an idea of what that looks like. Go Hawks. Images. What? We're Waverly. Come on. Let's click on this guy. Right click. Copy. You can always make a picture smaller, but you can't make it bigger. Paste. So you can see how crazy that one looks. Let's see what it does after we run through our steps. Convert, black and white. Okay. Trace, outline, line art. Oh, that actually did pretty good. Well, hey, I'm good. I'm 2 for 2, man. You know, well, not too bad. A little funky on the wings, but not bad. It's a lot of clicking and dragging in Coraldraw, but you know, for the most part, it's not too hard to figure out. We're going to be using engravable plastic, so everything that is black will actually be yellow, and the outline will be black. So that's kind of cool. So you can mess around with this, put as many images you want on this thing, as much text, quotes. If you want to make a bookmark out of this thing, you know, that's kind of cool. But that's the size that you have to work with. If you have any questions, let me know. But that should get you started in putting images and things like that into your project. But thanks a lot.